We at section 7, Tasik, behind Giant and beside water treatment plant, sewage treatment plant. After complete, bring the water sample to the lab and filter it to remove floating solids. Okay, so for our project, we use jar test as our experiment. For the apparatus, we use beaker, water sample, aluminium sulfate solution, ferric chloride solution, pipette, syringe, distilled water, and we use jar test apparatus. So let's move to the procedure. First, we do for aluminium sulfate solution. After water sample has been prepared, pour it into 6 beakers with 1 liter for each beaker. Aluminium sulfate solution with different dosage was added into the beaker with water sample in it using a syringe. Next, arrange all the 6 beakers into jar test apparatus. The propeller was pushed down into the beaker and make sure the propeller doesn't touch the surface of the beaker. Once ready, set the speed of the jar test for 140 rpm that we call rapid mixing and set the timer for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, the speed then reduced to 70 rpm that we call it as slow mixing and set the timer for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, we set the settling time again for 15 minutes to make the flock settle down into the beaker.
So now, we are going to move to our first checking parameter, which is turbidity. So, for turbidity apparatus and materials, we are going to use turbidity meter, cuvette bottle, syringe, distilled water, and last but not least, the sample that was taken from the jar test before. So now let's move to the procedure.
Firstly, we must clean the syringe and cuvette bottle using distilled water. After that, we take 10 ml of the water sample using syringe and put it into the cuvette bottle. Next, we repeat the step to the other samples. Next, we wipe the cuvette bottle surface with tissues. Next, we insert the cuvette bottle into the turbidity meter. Close the lid and press the read button to gain the readings.
So we will move on to the next checking parameter, which is pH. The apparatus that we use in our pH meter experiment, which is the pH meter itself, distilled water, and sample water that have been used for the jar test. So that's all. So we move on to the procedure.
Firstly, rinse the thumb of the pH meter using distilled water. After that, insert the pH probe into the water sample and press the read button. Wait for the reading until it's stable and record the data.
Now, for the next checking parameter, we will do suspended solid test. So first, the material that we use, water sample for after jar test, spectrophotometer, square sample cell, beaker, distilled water, syringe, and tissue. Now, we proceed to the procedure. Firstly, wash the sample cell using distilled water and take 10 ml distilled water as blank sample. After that, prepare 10 ml of water sample into another sample cell.
By using spectrophotometer, press the stop program and select 630 suspended solid program. Wipe the surface of blank sample using tissue and insert it into the cell holder and then close the lid. Press the zero button and the sample will be zeroing. After that, wipe and insert the water sample that undergo jar test beforehand and place it into the cell holder and close the lid. Press the read button and take the result in mg per liter units.
For our last parameter, we will be testing for color. So we have 6 water sample after jar test, and then we will be using spectrophotometer. 6 cuvette bottle for the water sample, 1 cuvette bottle for distilled water blank sample. We have tissue, syringe, small beaker, and lastly distilled water. Now let's move to the procedure.
Firstly, clean the bottle by using distilled water. Then, take 10 ml of all water sample that completed the jar test process before into the bottle using a syringe. By using spectrophotometer, press the stop program and then choose 120 color 465 nm code. 10 ml blank sample was prepared into the clean bottle and insert into the cell beaker and close the lid. Push the zero button and the sample is zeroing. The display shown 0 units of PTCO and remove the bottle. After that, take the water sample and wipe the surface of the bottle using tissue to avoid error reading. Insert the bottle into the cell holder and close the lid. Press the red button and take the result in PTCO units.
After that, we repeat the same procedure but using ferric chloride solution as the reagent.
So after all the tests have been done, we must wash all our apparatus to keep it clean for the next usage of the experiments.
And don't forget to put back all the apparatus to the actual place.